What is an L but a right angle? It takes 4 L's to be squared.
I mean, you could just turn your loss into a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
You could think of that in a more positive manner.
I've always thought that L stood for lesson.
There you go. Get your lessons.
Message! Oh, I'm sick of y'all acting like Don't Be a Menace wasn't satire on purpose.
I know you ain't lying.
Like, how do you look at a movie that's clearly satirical and go, this has to be satirical? Like, what? No.
Yes, clearly.
Must be.
Yes.
Whenever you have the pause like this in one of these black movies, that's when they're trying to give you a message. Now go back and watch every one of them movies that came out around that time and just insert that sound bit in those moments. Like, yeah, man, sometimes it's hard living in the hood. Message! Say it in your head.
Remember, kids, whenever we're going to give you a teachable moment, and by the way, guys, for real, whenever you think a teachable moment has just been said or something,
To get the signal.
make sure to give the signal word, and the signal word is
Message!
remember that when it's something important that you need to take seriously.
Message! And then when need be, sarcasm.
Sass, yo, it's just a gas, a joke, laugh, come on, dude, stop taking shit so personal, it's just a gag.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Don't take it personal. How old were you when you figured out that song was about PMS? Don't take it personal.
I was 30, because that's when CJ told me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not one of those people that pretends to know everything for shit. I like to think that makes me a pretty entertaining friend, because when I don't know something, I'm like fucking Django when King Schultz was about to tell him the story of Brunhilde and shit. I'm like sitting Indian style on the carpet all ears, like learning lore.
What?
Oh, learning about my friend. Oh.
Yeah.
And man, if you don't get that excited about your friendships, why are y'all trying to fuck them?
Dun dun
Wait a
dun.
minute, what? How we get here?
On the Cameroon's revenge, obviously.
Message.
Are you high?
Coming to y'all as live as we can be, at least we hope we still are, from the deck of the one, the only, the fantastically retrofitted and gloriously black Cameroon's Revenge. The views and opinions expressed in this wonderfully in-depth and intimate little program are that of the hosts, myself, and my two cohorts on my crew here. We're not trying to change anyone's life. We're just trying to hear each other out and hopefully start a conversation. We're not experts. We're just us. That being said, welcome back on deck, folks. Sorry, it's not that we've been lazy. It's that things happen very quickly. And oftentimes it's hard to figure out what it is that you really want to talk about. But one thing that I found ever present in my life is friendship. What I like to think is the true light of the human heart, because it is the true neutral love. It wants not, it needs not. A friendship can start over liking the same pair of shoes, over watching a car accident, over anything, be it traumatic, be it wonderful, be it completely mundane. A friendship can sprout. And truly to me, that means the friendship and mastery of the method of friendship is the core to learning how to love. My friends, how do y'all feel about that?
Shall I?
Go ahead.
Friendship. It's definitely one of those things that sometimes you don't see it coming. But you know it's there. You know when it is there. And if you're one of the smart ones, you cherish it once you get it, because sometimes it can be rare.
Message.
Message aside, facts are facts. And yeah, there's those friendships that you have that are supposed to teach you something. Those friendships that are supposed to help you get through something. And not even necessarily that you have to assign anything to it. But you should appreciate it.
Definitely.
Appreciation. That's a great word for it, I think. But I've noticed that recently, when it comes to the friend, people have been asking some outlying questions about it. Like, can you do certain things and maintain a friendship? Does a friendship change after that? And since we're adults, we're just gonna go ahead and say it. What do y'all think about friendship and sex?
Yeah, okay, well, let's see. So as I go back down memory lane, just about every girl save one or so, but any girl that I had sex with, I was friendly with, but I would say as I got older and then I experienced what it's like to really, really have good and close friends, then I would look back and then I say, maybe they weren't really that much my friend. Maybe that was part of why it was a little easier to go that other route with them, so yeah.
I mean, when you go into something, and I guess an easy, little, image, let me draw one for you if I can. If you're hanging out with your friend, you're smoking a couple, and then something falls, like you drop the lighter or some shit like that, and they go and bend over to pick it up. If you look at their ass and bite your bottom lip for a split second, were you really only there to hang out and smoke in the first place? See, that's why I ask, can the two exist? Because, in a sense, once you cross that line, once you have sex with someone, you can't undo it. And I guess with some people, when they have those kinds of dynamics with a friend, when do you cut it off? Is it fair to cut it off when you wind up in an actual relationship? Also, you're perusing for a real relationship. Meanwhile, this person that's supposedly your best friend that you also have sex with consistently. So you get along with them. You spend all your time with them. You enjoy spending so much time together that you are actually engaging each other sexually on a regular basis. But y'all are just friends and you're going to keep dating around because you're looking for something specific. That makes absolutely no sense to me. It sounds like you already found your partner in that instance to me. And I don't know why it is that happens to so many people. And why they fall into this weird cycle where they're like, nah, that's just my friend that I spend all my time with and sleep with.
I can relate to that. Yeah, cause all right, so I'm married now. All right, so my wife and I,
Daddy.
I have a kid and all that good stuff. I got
Literally.
a whole universe now.
You know what makes me kind of upset? How much our lives kind of parallel Shonen Jump. Like, it makes me big mad.
That's the only way to live.
I'm still on my pirate
That's the only
adventure,
way.
and this asshole's got a kid.
Yep, I got me a Boruto, the female
She
form.
looks just like him, too. Straight up got a Boruto. Like, good Lord, Boruto.
Hell yeah. And so, her mother and I, we've known each other for 6 years now. And before we ever even officially dated, I think we had been friends more or less, messing around, all that good stuff for maybe 3-4 years. And
So y'all actually slept together and stuff like that while y'all were just friends?
yeah, so and she was a unique case because that was one of the few times where that's just what it was. Like we hung out with each other, we slept with each other, and then we were still cool. She knew that she wasn't staying there full time anyway, so she wouldn't even be like, okay, we just stuck in a situation, whatever else. And so what happened with me was that I was like, okay, well, there's a very good possibility that this is somebody that I might have something, long term with, and go next level. And so I wanted to make sure there wasn't any, because it was other people that I was dating, or people that were interested, just different things like this. And then I was dating around, so I would almost would have a reference, if you would. So it was like, okay, am I just assuming that this thing over here is better, whatever else, and then am I gonna be just sitting here wondering the whole time? Because the worst thing you could do is be with somebody and then really care about them, but then the whole time you thinking what if with this person right here. So I'd rather break the illusion of whatever I thought it was with this person, just be like, this wasn't what I thought it was at all. I think we'll just have to call it what it is. It didn't work, and then come back over and be like, well, you got me 100%. Fuck that person. That we good. This is what we want to do. Let's do it.
So in other words, sitting down and communicating with each other that, you know what, we've both been through it, and we've been through it together, but we never went through it together.
Is that never made it official? Never.
What was the point? Almost, right?
Pretty much.
Like if you went through the fields of fuckery together anyway, I mean, it's dope that you wound up together at the end. It's just a really cute story in general.
It wasn't easy. I'll tell you that much.
Nothing worth having ever is.
And you got to be willing to go through it, because a lot of people, they just have that, oh, it's cutesy, it's just been great, and the second that something happens, all of a sudden the whole thing goes to shit. Now you're not even friends, you hate each other. It's because you were glossing it over as opposed to dealing with the parts that really hurt, the parts that are really tough to see if you really do have that connection and that bond. So.
Message. That's really it. If you didn't have that real bond, what are you doing? Yo, can you have bomb-ass sex and remain friends? Bro, were y'all friends to begin with?
Woo! Let me do it this time. Message.
eh? You can't fuck up something that you never had.
Double messy.
That's why I don't understand that logic. If you approach them, oh yeah, that's just my friend, and all you do is fuck, and the moment you hear an opinion they have that doesn't line up with yours, you ghost them, or they ghost you, or suddenly they're a piece of shit and you can't stand them, and then you're running around saying, yeah, you can't, that kind of stuff don't work. Again, mate, were you even friends? If your intent was to fuck them from the beginning, there was no intention of friendship at all.
And then in that case, you're just being a creep, because instead of making your real intentions known, like ask somebody who wanted to quote unquote do it the right way, because I had seen how women in my life, like whether they're relatives or whatever, how they've been treated, things like that, wanted to do it right, and then realizing that it isn't, you don't trick a woman into something. Like if you make your intentions clear, now I'm not saying say what it is that your intentions are. They should be able to look at you clearly and be able to tell whether you're attracted to them or not. Because you can give lip service all day, but if your actions and your ways don't come off that way to them, there's not going to be that attraction. So a lot of times guys, they get frustrated with girls thinking that, I put in all this time and I've done all this stuff or whatever, and then, she's not interested in me, but then missing that element of, you have to show, like it has to communicate to them through more than just your words that attraction is there, and then she'll let you know one way, shape, or form whether she's attracted to. Like easily.
Yeah, that whole you just need to speak up. Men don't take hints. No. A man who is not interested in building anything with you, other than rutting around, he will not get any hints
at all.
Because that person's not invested in listening to you. Anybody that knows you, like your actual friends, and we started at the top of the problem when. No. We started at the top of the problem here, and it's been interesting to listen to you two talk about it, and not mention that there's levels to friendships. Some people don't know the difference between the friend they have and that acquaintance that they see at parties.
I've noticed something with people that you meet at parties. Sometimes when they talk to you and they get to know you past who you are at a party, the almost like a parasocial relationship kind of thing. Like, they don't know you, but they feel like they do.
Because they've seen you when you have makeup on and when you've drunk cried it off.
Because they've seen you, or you've seen them even. There's some people that assume you have a bond because you've seen them at a really low state when drunk, or they had a really bad trip and you helped them through it, and they kind of put you on this weird pedestal that you probably didn't even want to be on. And then suddenly they come to you like you're like a real deep friend to them, and then they confide in you some deep shit out of nowhere. Because let's be honest, man, trauma dumping is a real problem.
Oh, yes.
That our generation has. And it's some inconsiderate shit to do, guys.
That's something to look at there. How many of your quote unquote friends are actually just people with whose baggage you carry around for them?
You know what I like to call those, mate?
Pray tell.
Vampire. Soul suckers, man. That's some of the most predatory shit in the world, and that's the weird thing. You mentioned coercing earlier. I normally don't like sharing things from Twitter threads, Facebook posts, but this one really kind of stuck out, considering what we're talking about, my friend. So this young lady poses the thought: dudes have been so conditioned to have to coerce and manipulate sex out of women that when they're coming with 1000% consent, they start rebelling. As in, when women are like, yeah, let's go, it's a problem. And this gentleman responds with, I agree with this, because men are like hunters. We enjoy the thrill of the hunt. Feeling like we coerced a girl into having sex with us makes us feel like we accomplished something most guys couldn't. If she's too easy, then it's no fun because it doesn't make us feel like we are special. First of all, mate, keep your fragility to yourself.
I know that's right.
Why do people project so hard, though?
Because they think the whole world is like them. It's called narcissism.
Right. Oh, man. And that narcissism is spread horribly. But to that coercion point real quick, and then we'll get onto that. The fact that there are other men out there that view women who are just down to be like, yeah, dude, I don't really need to know much about you. I'll hit you up when I'm ready and you can find a way over here. When a dude finally meets Peaches, it blows his mind. Dudes love everything about Baby Boy, but then they don't want to point out the fact that Peaches proves a point, gentlemen. That y'all are actually really insecure about a woman being independent enough to even approach you like that. So even when a woman gives you obvious hints or comes straight out and says it, most of the time y'all don't bite.
You know, unless it's the opposite of what you want. Remember that guy I told you about?
What do you mean, my friend?
He was like, ask me an anonymous question, and I'm like, you know, never mind that spyware app. And I went, no, I'd actually like to ask you on a date. And he went, no, thank you. I'm just kind of working on myself right now, which was fine until he followed up with, I'll totally give you the D, though.
Damn.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
So, because you wouldn't send him TikTok nudes and shit, or whatever, I don't know what the fuck you do on TikTok because I don't like using spyware.
Trick talk.
But because you wouldn't send him anything over TikTok, because you wouldn't play things by his rules, he was like, oh, well, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm not really, I'm just kind of working on me. But you could have some dick, though. What about his profile said that he was just looking to sling some dick, by the way? I'm curious.
Nothing pointed towards that, but then again, I should have known better than to swipe on a blank profile.
You took a shot, huh?
Yep.
Saw a pretty face.
Oh, did you?
Saw a pretty face and took a shot, eh?
Well, you know, a picture's worth 1,000 words. He seems to be traveled. He likes to do interesting things. He goes to places. Oh, maybe he wants somebody to hang out with. Go to more interesting places.
Sounds like he's working on himself.
I guess. That's what he said. Whatever.
It's funny you mentioned narcissists, though. Now, we've all dealt with main character syndrome, and we've all dealt with a person that thinks they're God, Lord Jesus incarnate. Though we all know that there's only one noodly God. I drink with him on Fridays. Great storyteller. Problem is, he gets really drunk, writes everything in the sand, and it washes away. But anyway, enough of that tripe. when it comes to dealing with people in the modern dating pool, I've noticed an interesting trend with people that are within their 20s and 30s now. You might have a bit more to chime in on this than I, Quartermaster.
And what's that about?
Everyone's bi and everyone's poly.
Oh, back to what we were talking about?
Yeah.
Can you have sex with your friends?
But a lot of them are bored with their partners, but they don't seem to want to admit that, but they always want to tell the person that they are adding to their relationship about how bored they are. It's like a combination of two things from earlier. Dumping and vampirism.
Double whammy.
And I'm not trashing on the poly community. I truly believe find love however you may.
But stop collecting people like Pokemon.
Hello. Message.
You don't need like a different person for every niche new hobby you've come up with out of nowhere because, like he said, you're bored.
Like, the thing is, it's cool. I understand, like, if you have needs in a certain extent. Like, say, you're a woman and you're in a relationship with a dude, you're bisexual, and you guys mutually agree that you can have your own girlfriend, right?
But oh, lordy dordy.
Does that mean that guy's entitled to threesomes?
Not hardly.
Hell no.
Unless y'all discuss that.
Unless, exactly, there you go. But that requires a lot of communication and honesty, doesn't it?
Ooh.
But then you also got to take into consideration, this is a whole other person, and I think that's where the couple starts to forget.
Couples privilege, eh?
There's a whole nother person that y'all are adding to this equation who has their own thoughts and feelings and
boundaries,
perspective and everything. Is that your other boyfriend, or is that just a person that you have a like interest with that you fuck?
That's a good question, because now you're asking, are you saying that both parties are equally
right?
This thing,
which I'm not shaming anyone. Please, no one think I'm shaming anyone. I'm just asking an honest question. Instead of attaching unnecessary titles to everything, why don't we just call it what it is? You're married and you get to fuck around. You guys have an open relationship. You don't have to go around saying that you're polyamorous because you and this other guy that both really like Harry Potter and really get off on Harry Potter RP, and you like to Wingardium his Leviosa while he jabs you with his Patronus. You get what I'm talking about. Avada and his Kedavra.
This is so dirty. It's like watching WAP.
At least they danced.
Well, very well.
Right. One compliment, and that's it.
That's it. That's all you get.
We love you, black women.
Thank you.
For real, we do. But anyway, we love you all women, damn it. Anyway, you could always just call it what it is. You could just say that you have an open relationship, that y'all are married, the spark is kind of gone, and you're free to have sex with people. Because if you go around saying, yes, I have a complex relationship with all of these people, then you start to get into people's ego, and then you start to get into other human natures that aren't necessarily positive, like greed. It's a natural thing in humanity. Sorry to say it, guys. That's not a societal thing. From the dawn of time, every human has wanted to have an extra grape. And if they ever tell you that's not true, they're probably someone to avoid. Legitimately, from the moment there was more than one of something to have, people have wanted to have one more. That's not necessarily good nor bad, but you must be honest with why you want one more. Is it because you want a romantic relationship with multiple people that will take a lot of not only emotional investment, but time, patience? You're going to have to get to know this person. You're going to have to learn everything about this person. And you can't just take what you learn about them and then go complain about it to your other partners. You see, you can't do that, by the way.
That's unfair. That's very unfair to the other person. Both people, actually.
Which that's exactly how many things fall apart. That crosstalk. Oh. She started bitching about that same thing again today.
Why do you like this person? Why do you keep...
I don't know. Like, we've been together for like a really long time, and just, everybody has their ups and downs and stuff, but like...
So am I supposed to like them still, or is that...
I mean, like, you gotta respect her, because, like, she was here, she was here first, and, you gotta, like, respect that bond. But I'm just letting you know, it's just really frustrating that she always talks to me about this shit. Like, all the time.
Oh.
So anyway, you ready to go get dinner together, or what?
I guess.
And then you spending the whole night at dinner...
Bitch.
Sitting across from somebody, right, thinking, what a bitch. Man, there's know how hard this motherfucker works. What a bitch. And no, we're not just gonna flip it on the ladies. Dudes are even worse, man. Dudes be ready to fight each other.
That's too much.
Multi-men relationships equal multi-man melee.
Too much.
Man.
It always ends up happening, dude. I don't know what it is. Someone gets in their feelings and a fist gets thrown, dude. Every time.
Me and testosterone is enough testosterone.
It's a very interesting fact about millennial women that I hope to dive into in a later date, actually. It's really amazing, actually. But I digress.
Everybody has a right to everybody else's problems. Yay.
But not everybody else's privates?
Bam.
There it is.
Message. And that's not to say if you are out there just looking for some privates, that's fine too. But say that.
And I have the right to say no to that up front.
If all you're looking to do is plunder booty, say so. If all you're looking is for an X to bury your chest, lasses, say so, and I promise ye, you'll find a Johnny with a willing shovel. Lads, again, if booty plundering is what ye seek, speak honest, and I tell ye true. You'll find yourself face down in cheeks soon enough, should you be honest about what you seek betwixt 'em. Aye. Finest loot I ever had was always grabbed honestly, and without an ulterior motive. Last year, I was real angry, and I said, you know what, it's gonna blow everyone's minds when suddenly people are gonna be bitching about accountability in 2020.
Here we are.
And holy shit, do I wish I'd been doing this f***ing show then. As always, I'm Captain Flint, here on the Cameroon's Revenge, with my ever-stalwart companions,
CJ.
Chris Wynn to Emma. Peace.
Much love to you all. aim for the horizon. And for what it's worth, guys, be honest with each other. There's so many adventures out there to have. There's no need for any of them to be started with deceit. Learn what a friend is. Learn to love a friend. Go from there. And we'll keep aiming for the horizon in the meantime. We'll see y'all soon. Ta-ta for now. Carole Baskin.
Killed her,
knew it.
husband whacked him.
I knew she did.
Fed him to
She
tiger.
fucking did it. I don't give a fuck. Every time she comes to mind, I'm just gonna say her name out loud. Because I'm not gonna let y'all
she
forget
did.
this white woman fed this man to tigers, and y'all are just casually brushing over it because you like a fucking show on Netflix. Y'all niggas are sick.
Yeah.
No,
A man is dead, guys.
they reopened the investigation.
Yeah, and they ain't gonna find shit because it's what is there to find? You're gonna pump the tiger's guts? 20 years later, man, there ain't nothing to find. Where'd he go? I don't know.
No,
believe
interrogate
her.
tigers.
What if he committed suicide by tiger 20 years ago? We don't know.
Because it was 20 years ago.
If you found remains of him at this point, you would not be able to actually show that she did anything to him. He could have quite literally slipped and fell in there, got eaten by tigers, and she couldn't have no idea what fucking happened to that dude.
Damn.
Think about that shit.
This
If
is
they killed him, they would have dragged him back to their little den, and they would have eaten his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? She wouldn't have found him. Hello? Alibi for Carole Baskin. Oh my god, look at that.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.